Hello students, welcome to this session. In unit number 3, we are going to discuss about SLR1 parser. In this session, we are going to discuss about what is the concept of SLR1 parser and what is the need of SLR1 parser. And objective of this session is you are going to understand what is a SLR parser, what it is. And after completion of this session, you may know how to do parsing with the SLR1 parser. So, as we discussed earlier, the bottom-up parsers are of two types, the LR parsers and operator precedence parser. Here, the LR parsers are furtherly divided into four types named as LR0, SLR1, CLR1 and LALR1. In this session, we are going to discuss about SLR1 parser. Come to the contents of the SLR1 parser. The input buffer, here we are going to load all the input to this input buffer. Then this is the data structure we are going to use to perform the parsing operation, and here the algorithm is SLR1 algorithm. So, by taking the input from the input buffer, by using the stack data structure and this parse table, the SLR1 parsing algorithm is going to perform the parsing and it is going to generate the output which is in parse tree. Terminology of SLR1 parser. So, in the LR0 parser, we discussed the construction of LR0 canonical items. Here also we are going to use the same set of LR0 canonical items, and we are going to apply the closure and goto operations to find these LR0 canonical items. After that, we are going to construct the parse table with the help of LR0 canonical items, and finally the parsing process can be performed by using the canonical item set or parse table. Come to the parsing process of SLR1, we are going to construct the LR0 canonical item set. Before that, we have to find what is the augmented grammar is. So, we are going to add one more production to the given grammar named as augmented production, which is used to remind the parser where to stop the parsing process. Okay. Next, we are applying the closure and goto operations to construct the LR0 canonical item set. Now, you may have a doubt, what is the need of SLR1 parser? Already LR0 parsering is there. So, the main difference is in the construction of the parse table only, because in the LR0 parser, if there is a final item, so we are going to perform the reduction operation and we are going to place all the reduction operation in the entire row of the action part for that particular state number. So, this is a mistake here, okay, because of this we are placing the entire row, so it may leads to errors. Okay. So, in this SLR1 parser, we are going to place the reduction operation at the follow of the non-terminals only. So, in the next slide, we are going to explain how to find the follow of a non-terminal and how to place the reduction operations. And when we compare with the LR0 parser, SLR1 detects the errors very fast. After construction of these LR0 canonical items, now I am going to find what is the parse table entries. So, first come to the state number 1, which is I0. From I0, there are 4 goto operations are there. So, if a goto operation is performed depend upon a non-terminal, so we have to place in the goto part. If a goto operation is performed depend upon a terminal, we have to place it in the action part. So, what is I0 on S? I0 on S is I1. So, I have to write I0 on 1 is, I0 on capital S is 1. Then I0 on capital A is I2. So, I0 on capital A is 2. Then I naught on small a is I3. That means on small a, I went to I3. So, here I have to write a, or here I have to perform a shift operation. So, I naught on small a is, I have to write S3 because on a I move to I3. Then I naught on b is I4. Here also I perform the go to operation depend upon the terminal symbol only. So, what I have to do? I have to perform the shift operation. So, I naught on b is S4. Now, come to I1 state. It seems to be a final item, but actually this is not a final item. Why? Because I only added this augmented production to the given grammar. So, this is not considered to be a final item, but this helps to the parser where to stop the parsing process, or it indicates the parser where to stop the parsing process. So, what I have to write? On I1 on dollar, I have to write except. Then come to I2, there are 3 go to operations, one on capital A and one on small b, one on small a. So, I2 on capital A is I5. So, I2 on capital A is I5. So, I have to write 5. Then I2 on small a is I3. So, if there is a go to operation depend upon a terminal, so I have to perform the shift operation. So, what I have to write? I2 on A is S3 and I2 on small b is I4 again. You can see there is no difference between this state and this state. So, I can simply write I4. Okay. So, what I have to write here? I4. So, I2 on small b is S4. Then come to I3 state, there are 3 transactions, that means 3 go to operations are there. So, what is I3 on capital A? It is I6. So, I3 on capital A is I6. Next, I3 on small a is a self loop. So, I have to perform the shift operation, but it is the self loop. So, I3 on A is S3. Then I3 on B is again it moved to the I4 state. So, I have to write S4. Up to this part, there is no more difference between the LR0 parse table and SLR1 parse table. So, the only difference is where to place the reduction operations. So, the given grammar is so. Now, check for I4. So, here we can find I4 consists a final item. So, I have to place the reduction operations. So, check A tends to B. So, in the given grammar, there are only 3 productions are there. A tends to be is the third production. So, I have to perform the reduction operation depend upon this third production. But in LR0, if there is a final item, so I have to place all the reduction operations in this entire row of the action part. But here in the SLR1, we are not going to place like that. Okay. So, we have to find what is the follow of this particular non-terminal A. Why? Because the final item is A tends to B dot. So, on the left hand side, the non-terminal is A. So, I have to find what is the follow of A. So, from the given grammar, find follow of A. So, follow of A equal to here, this is the first A, after that A, one more A is there. So, find first of capital A. First of capital A equal to A comma B, and here also one more A is there. So, after this A nothing is there. So, I have to write the follow of capital S. Follow of capital S equal to $. Why? Because S is the start symbol. So, by default follow of capital S equal to $. Along with the something may be there, but here follow of capital S equal to $. So, what is follow of A now? Follow of A equal to A comma B comma $. So, now I am going to place the reduction operation in the place of A comma B comma $. So, I have to write R3, R3 and R3. R indicates the reduction operation, 3 indicates the production number in the given grammar. Now, come to the I5 state. This is also consists the final item. So, what I have to write? I have to write the, or I have to place the reduction operation where the left hand side non-terminal A, so follow of A places. I have to place my reduction operation in follow of capital A. Already we found the follow of capital A equal to A comma B comma dollar. Now come to I5, which is also consists a final item. Okay. So I have to write the, or I have to place the reduction operations on the follow of capital S. We know the follow of capital S equal to dollar, because S is the start symbol. So I have to place my reduction operation in the dollar symbol. Now the question is, which operation I have to fill in the table. So S tends to AA, the production is, or the final item is S tends to AA. So which is the production number 1 in S tends to AA, or which is the production number 1 in the given grammar. So I have to place the R1 operation in the place of dollar. In the place of dollar. So no need to place anything like LR0 parsers. Now come to the I6 state. This consists one more final item, which is A tends to AA, and A tends to AA is the production number 2 in the given grammar. So I have to place R2 where? So now the question is, where I have to place the R2. So here the left hand side non-terminal equal to capital A and follow of capital A equal to A comma B comma dollar. So I have to place R2 in the place of A comma B comma dollar. So this is the parse table, SLR1 parse table. So you may find the difference between LR0 and SLR1. If there is a final item in LR0, we have to place the reduction operation in the entire row of action part. But if it is a SLR1, no need to place blindly. We have to find the follow of the left hand side non-terminal which calls for the final item, and we have to place the reduction operations there. From this session, we learned how to construct the SLR1 parser and what is the SLR1 parsing process. We know that the parsing process for all the LR parsers are same. Okay. Thank you.